Okay, so last time I left you with, I finished off my chart. Now I'm going to read what it says for Aquarius in this book. It's Sylvia Browne's Astrology Through a Psychic Eyes, and it's just the astrological signs. There are many different books for astrology. You can go to any of your local library, a Barnes & Noble's, just skim through a book, because they don't really care if you do that before you decide to buy it. It's just the only book I have. One, because I'm too lazy to go look for another one. I'm being honest with you guys. Anyways, this is what Aquarius in the book here says. Okay, January 20th to February 18th, Aquarius is an air sign. Aquarians are natural born teachers, and they are also tremendously magnanimous. Like Libras, they can love many people collectively, yet they have a very hard time with one-on-one relationships. They are the ones who love humanity en masse. Aquarians prefer to be with more than one person. They will say, let's go see so-and-so. They play much better to a crowd than one-on-one. You always want to say to Aquarians, aren't you happy with me? They reply, oh, I'm happy with you, but let's go see Janice and Bob anyway. They always want to talk to somebody else and play to a larger group. For a while, they'll play to just one, but that gets very tiring for them because they're actually on, which I like this term, so much of the time that it's likely like they're performing. It does feel that way. I'm on 24/7, and sometimes it feels like the whole world's my stage, and some days I'm acting and some days I'm genuine, but when I try to be genuine, I have to go back to acting because no one likes it when I'm genuine. They are natural performers of the zodiac. Give them a spotlight and then just go to town. Aquarians are totally appealing. People will invite Aquarians to just stand around and perform for them. You'll always find Aquarians at a party with a group around them holding court. And if you don't listen to them, they'll shout everyone down because their voices get higher and higher. Soon they're yelling, now listen to me. They're very polite, but you are going to listen. True story, bro. Aquarians love to dance. And even though they're an air sign, they love the water. Take them to the ocean and they just quiet right down, which is possibly the only time they ever do. Aquarians are very difficult to figure out. They have a tremendous loyalty factor, but sometimes you don't know where it is because they can switch their allegiances so fast to the other side, like Sagittarius. People are often very confused by Aquarians and want to ask them, are you mad at me? You never know exactly how they feel about certain things because they'll get a very stern face. A lot of times they're very preoccupied with something and they don't mean to ignore you, but it makes you want to say to them, is it something I did? They won't understand what you're talking about. They say, oh no, it has nothing to do with you. Which most of the time it doesn't. Aquarians are a paradox as they can become introverted while they're extroverted. They'll seem to be very outgoing, but they also seem to have a hidden compartment. They almost make you internalize yourself for some reason. So people are constantly approaching Aquarian saying, are you okay? Are you mad at me? Aquarian will say, of course I'm not mad at you. But you're never really quite convinced of it. Even though Aquarians are very extroverted, you say, what's hidden? They're like the Pisces in that way. They simulate an awful lot from the Pisces individual. Also, they can suddenly get mad at you for something you said 2 years ago and it has finally dawned on them. They don't have the file cabinet mind of the Libra, but they can instantly get angry at you. Aquarians with Aquarians, anger builds up over a long period of time. You're already be over whatever it was, yet they're going to tell you about 8 to 10 months later. They're totally furious at you, and it's usually over some small thing. This leads you to say, huh? Well, why didn't you get mad at me when I hit you over the head? Aquarian's individual will say, that wasn't what bothered me. You spilled a drop of water on me, and that was what did it. And you did it on purpose. I know you did. Which is very confusing to a normal person. This is a very complicated sign, very complicated. Anybody who has Aquarian friends or acquaintances will find them highly complex. They seem somewhat detached a lot of the time. I think that's what makes you say, where are you? Makes a rational mind say, what? they're so totally paradoxical, they can seem to be detached and jump from subject to subject, yet they can get completely involved with something for a moment, a day, a year, and then they're done with it all. It's a washout for them. You'll say, "Don't you like?" And they say, "Well, I did, but I don't anymore." They can be totally engrossed in something, and then bang them, they're off and running on a whole new subject, leaving everybody else saying, "Huh, you were here, and now you're way ahead over there." Aquarians cannot understand why you don't keep up with them. They really fly when they get going. It's very hard to buy them a present because they may be tremendously enamored with something one month and then be into other things the next month. Aquarians are also very romantic. They're tremendously in love with love. To make Aquarians cry, let them read Wuthering Heights and they will get totally hysterical. Unless you're me and can't stand all that tis and was and thighs and these. I can't read that. Oh. I mean, I get the story, but I can't read. I couldn't even make it through Pride and Prejudice. I had to watch that thing on movie, and then I missed half of it because my friend's lovely boyfriend, wouldn't shut up through the whole movie. Seriously. True story, bro. Aquarians are very ingenious. They are the kind of children who will hook up all kinds of marvelous little things for nothing. A swirl on a pencil can be a microphone to them. Yes. A comb on a box will be their typewriter. You can give them anything to play with. They're marvelous. Aquarians are the ones who say, "Doesn't that remind you of such and such?" It could be a little hole in the wall, and they'll say, "Doesn't that remind you of a tunnel?" They have a natural naivety that is very endearing, and you really can play a joke on them. Even if they walk through the same door twice and an object falls on their head, they will walk through it again. They have a very definite childlike quality. They can be 70 and they're still childlike. I don't mean senile. It makes everyone want to give an Aquarian something because they'll go on and on. "Oh, it's just what I wanted and I love it," and they mean it. Everyone should have an Aquarian as a pet. You want to pet them and love them. They're very endearing. They have a tremendous love of animals and hate injustice, like Libras. They can't stand it. They are the ones who would go out and march for the seals or the whales or whatever. They just can't tolerate anything that is hurt, maimed, or downtrodden. Aquarians will also write letters about things they don't like. They're tremendous letter writers, and they'll want to know why you didn't write one too. They don't actually write the letter, they'll write it in their mind. Tell Aquarius individual that something unjust has happened to you, and this person will be the first sign of the zodiac to say, "Oh, that's the most horrible thing I've ever heard of." They're very empathetic, so Aquarians are the best people to go and relate any injustice to because they'll get just as upset as you are about it. Aquarians males are far more fluky than the females. You really don't know where they're at. The female Aquarians usually has a lot of stability, but the Aquarian male is constant to one thing. Never, as the saying goes. Never heard that saying. Most Aquarians like the outdoors, but the conditions must be nice. In other words, they will go camping, but they better have the best during the trip. They don't want all the dust floating up all over them, getting them all dirty and grubby. No way. They're the first ones to go wash their hands and say, "Okay, where are the showers?" Yes. Physical characteristics. Aquarians are sturdy and quite compact. Their bone structure is closely knitted together. They're usually a dark complexion unless, of course, they have a very powerful ascendant. Mine's Scorpio. Explains why I'm so white. When you hear Aquarians walk, you know they're coming. They have a very pronounced gait. I don't care how light it may be, they have a definite methodical step. When Aquarians stand, they do so with their knees locked, feet planted firmly on the floor. You can't budge Aquarians. You can't even knock them over. They make very good football players as they don't fall down. Their stance is usually feet apart, knees locked. I'm thinking of an instance, yes. I'm very hard to push over. Both females and males have very broad shoulders. I guess. They're very expressive with their hands, as are all air signs, including Geminis and Libras. I talk with my hands. The only thing that's stopping me right now talking with my hands is because I'm holding this book. Aquarians are truly fidgety. They're always got something going. Their hands, feet, arms, eyes, they just can't stay perfectly still, no way. I believe it. So that is according to the book Aquarians, and I will see you in a few weeks. Well, I'll see you before a few weeks. The next installment will be around the 19th when we do Pisces. Yay!